So guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is going to be our second part of this telnet. As you have seen you must have seen first part, in which we have shown that how to telnet a network switch, right? So in this video, what we are going to do, we are just going to do the telnet between two different network, right? So we will be having two network. One would be let's say of class B address, and one network would be related to class C, and we will be taking two switches, and we will try to like do the telnet from one network to another network and another network to another network, right? So that we are just going to see today. So let us just start. And guys, I would like to tell you one more thing, is that like I'm not preparing anything in advance. So whatever I'm doing is I'm doing in front of you only, right? So my video might be lengthy, but you are just going to get complete information about the topic. So that is my only concern is, right? So let us start our today's discussion, right? So for that, I'm just going to take one switch here. This is my first switch, and let me just take one router also, right? So let me just create one scenario, and I will be having some end devices here. Let's say these are the devices. Let me just take two devices, or let's go with only single device only, because we just only need to check how we can telnet from one network to another network, right? So let me just connect through the automatic cable. So these devices are connected. Now what I am going to do, I am just going to take one more switch also, that I will place it here. So this is going to be a different network. I'll place it here. I will connect the cable. Guys, please just give me a moment, please. I'm having one call. So sorry guys. So let us continue now. So I'm just going to take this automatic cable, and I'm just going to put it into my second switch, right? And here I will be having one different network, right? So let me connect one more PC here. I'll put it here, and I will connect through the automatic cable only. You can make use of straight cable also if you want, right? Now what we are going to do, let me just put the IP addresses. Let's say this is, I'm just going to assign IP 192.168.1.10 on this machine. I'll put it into the system 192.168.1.10, and I will take the gateway as 192.168.1.1, right? Because we are just going to do the communication between two different networks, right? Similarly, I am just going to take one different IP here. Let us take it from class B, 172.16.1. Let's say 5, right? So let me just arrange it properly so that it will look neat and clean, and let me just put the IP in the machine also, 172.16.1.5, and the gateway would be 172.16.1.1, right? So this is done. Let me just make these port up, because by default it is in the shutdown state. So I'll just go to the interfaces, and here we are just going to take the gateway as 192.168.1.1, right? And here we will be taking the gateway as 172.16.1.1. I hope this diagram is clear to everyone. If you have any doubt, then you can put me in the comment, so I will try to answer your queries, right? So let me just configure this. I'll go to the CLI, right, and let me enable this. Configure terminal interface FA0/0. So we are just going to talk about this interface where we are going to set the default gateway, right? IP address 192.168.1.1 and the subnet mask of class C address, that is 255.255.255.0, and I'll make it up, no shut. Let me save the configuration also. Configuration is also saved. Let me just go to the other interface, right? IP address 172.16.1.1 and the subnet mask, this is the subnet mask of class B 255.255.0.0. So we are just going to have a separate session for class A, class B, class C also, in which we will be talking about the subnetting concept also, and how do we understand this 255.255.0.0, right? Those things we are going to see it in detail in my upcoming video that will be I think tomorrow or day after. I will be creating a separate video on IP and subnetting. So I have assigned the IP address of this interface also. Let me make it up. So this particular configuration is done, right? All these devices are in its up state. Now what we have to do, basically we have to, if I show you something, I'm not going to configure the I'm not going to configure this thing right now, because I just want to show you something. So I'll try to telnet this device from here to this particular switch, because we have not configured the telnet. So you will see what error or what kind of error you may have. Telnet. Now the first thing is that we cannot telnet this switch, right? Guys, just understand this thing. If you have to telnet this switch, then you should have one address, right? And up till now we have not assigned any address to my switch, because it's a layer 2 switch, and you guys know that we cannot assign the IP address to our switch port interfaces that I have already shown you in my last video, right? So what we are going to do, first of all, what we need to do, we have to assign one IP address to the VLAN, which we already have as a VLAN 1, right? We will assign the IP address and then we will check. So let me just go to the switch, go to the CLI, enable, configure terminal, right, and interface VLAN 1 IP address. We have to assign one IP address so that this particular device can be accessed through Telnet, right? So let us just take one IP address for this switch, 192.168.1.100. So that IP address we are just going to assign it to this VLAN, right? IP address 192.168.1.100 and the subnet mask for class C, right? I hope it is clear. So we have assigned the IP address. So let me just show you whether the IP address has been assigned or not. So we can run this command, do show IP interface brief, if I'll take you down, as you can see, this IP address has been assigned to my VLAN, that is 100, right? Now let me just save the configuration also with this command. Configuration is also saved, IP address is also assigned. So let us just try to do the telnet, because I wanted to show you the error, because it is not going to happen, right? Because just now we have only assigned the IP address. See this? It is trying to telnet this particular device, but it is unable to do that, and it is coming with a error message stating connection timed out, remote host not responding. So what we have to do, we have to configure the VLAN, we have to configure the telnet in this device so that we can do the telnet, right? So do the telnet, what we have to do, we have to make use of this command line VTY 0 and 1. Let's say I'm just configuring it for 2 users, so that is what I'm taking it as 0 space 1, right? And here we are just going to make use of username right, username is set, login local, because we have to use it locally. 1 second, before that we have to run one more command. Login local is not accepting, username is saved, right? So line VTY 01, username this, and 1 second, guys. So this was my, and we have to say interface VLAN 1, right? And that is correct. Line VTY 0 space 1, login local, this is correct. Username Sanjeev, this is also correct, right? And we have to enable secret. Last time we might have done some typing mistake, that is what it was not accepting, but this is done now. You can see this, right? And do right, correct. Now I will try to telnet from my this device, which is directly connected to my switch. Telnet 192.168.1.100. So guys, as you can see this, still we are not able to do the telnet. It says connection timed out. So let me just check it out. So one thing we have to do here is interface VLAN 1, right? We have to go to this interface IP. One second. IP default gateway, we have to set the gateway for this, and for this the gateway would be 192.168.1.1, right? And interface VLAN 1 no shut. Actually last time we forgot to up this VLAN, so that might be the reason it was not pinging. So let us try to telnet this device now. Telnet, you can see that we are successfully able to do the telnet. See this, correct? So we are able to do the telnet from the local device, but I want you to show something else also. So let's say if I'll try to do the telnet from a different network, so what error or we will get? Telnet so we are able to get the telnet from this device also. And enable. You see this, so we are successfully able to do the telnet. So what was the difference between my first video related to telnet and this telnet is that we have to set the default gateway, right? So once we set the default gateway, it will start communicating, right? As you can see this. So guys, if you have any doubt related to telnet or the other topics which I have already covered in the past, then just put me down on the comment. I will be making a separate video and I will try to clear all your doubts related to these networking topics. So thank you for now and have a nice day.